What's up guys, Matt Dasher here from Blue Star Nutraceuticals. Welcome back to the final day of our Load and Explode program. So we are week 2, day 4 here. We're doing a maximum effort upper body day. So in terms of maximum effort, what we're talking about is we're gonna be hitting a 12 rep max today with our first exercise, which is going to be a vertical press variation. Now, in order to hit that 12 rep max, we're gonna be doing what I call ramp up sets. So ramp up sets are just a quick way to groove the pattern and find out eventually where our max effort's gonna be. So if you do your first set and you get 12 reps, but you could do 30, I still want you to stop at 12. Add a little bit of weight, work your way up to 12 reps. If you feel like you could do 15, I still only want you to do 12, add a little bit more. The idea is that we're gonna zero in on that 12 rep max, okay? That's what we're gonna be doing for the first exercise. If you're not 100% sure what's going on, please go back to week 1, day 1, and get started with a whole program right at the beginning. There's also a PDF download in the description below that'll help answer any questions, okay? So let's get on to the exercises for today. Exercise 1 today is gonna be a log press. So again, working up to a 12 rep max here with this, and our tempo is gonna be a 2-0-E-0. Again, the E is kind of interchangeable with S or X. The idea here is that I want the contractile phase of this movement to be as explosive as possible, and I really wanna control the eccentric. And I just wanna make sure I don't drop anything on my face, because don't forget, rule number 1 is to protect the money maker. All right guys, now typically, again, you're gonna be doing some ramp ups here to get up to your 12 rep max. I'm pretty familiar with the log press. I've been doing this a fair bit, so I got a pretty good idea where I'm gonna be. I got in a couple ramp up sets before we even started filming, so I'm gonna jump straight to my max effort set here, all right? Just wanna give you a heads up in case you're wondering how I dialed that in so quickly. I did a little work behind the scenes before we started rolling. Here's my ramp, here's my max effort set. I actually call that about 11 and a half, but hopefully you guys will give me the credit because I'm going to take credit for 12 reps on that one. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut the weight down to 80% of that. We're going to do 3 more sets of 10 to 12 reps. We're going to be resting about 90 seconds in between sets. All right, so I'm going to set that up and we'll get to it. We cut down to 80% of that 12 rep max. I'm going to bang out 3 sets now of 10 to 12 reps here. If you guys have access to a log and you're able to do a log press variation, a couple things to keep in mind. It took me a little while to get used to log press, and today I'm on turf. I normally wouldn't be on turf when I'm doing this, so it's a little bit tougher to stabilize, but you wanna make sure that you're able to keep the glutes really tight and the lower back neutral. So what I mean by that is I don't wanna be arching my lower back. I'm gonna squeeze the butt cheeks to kind of tilt the pelvis up towards the rib cage. I'm gonna keep the glutes engaged, brace the core. I'm gonna bend at the knees. If I point my toes outward, I can drop without pushing my hips back. If I push my hips back as I'm dropping, the log is gonna wanna go this way. I need it to go that way. So you will drop this pretty quickly if you start shoving your butt back. With your toes externally rotated, what that allows you to do is to drop straight down and to get a little bit of a pop with the hips without having that lean forward. On to the last set here now. I'm gonna bang out my 10 to 12 reps or do the best I can. Anyways, here we go. Last rep. Whew. Tough exercise. Now, also, if you want here, guys, if you have lifting shoes, I used to wear my lifting shoes when I do log press just because it created a really stable surface. Again, I knew I was pressing on the turf today, so lifting shoes weren't gonna help me all that much. The other thing is if you feel any strain on your lower back, then feel free to wear your lifting belt while you do this. However, it might catch on the log as you're trying to clean it up. Typically, you'd sit down a little bit more when you clean it. I've just got a lot of hip strength, so it's easy for me to clean this. A lot of times you would sit down, drive the log up with your hips, and then roll it up your chest to your top position. We're gonna get over onto our face pulls next. All right guys, on to exercise number 3. So we're gonna be doing cable face pulls here. 3 sets, 10 to 12 reps. Remember, 2 second negative, 1 second on the contraction, all right? Let's get straight to it. I lost count, so I'm gonna put in an extra 2 reps. I think that was 12. Well, again, in a bonus couple just in case. In case you guys are wondering, why face pulls? Face pulls, I think, are one of the best upper back exercises in terms of postural enhancement, okay? They're like that quintessential exercise that takes us out of that position that we spend all day, every day. And whether we're working on a computer, or we're sitting down in class, we're just playing on our phones, we're gonna be hunching our back, internally rotating the shoulders. What happens with face pulls is we gotta extend the rib cage, externally rotate the shoulders, pull those shoulder blades into the down and back position, and really just kind of do the exact opposite of what we're doing all day, every day, while we're at work or while we're just, you know, sitting on the couch being lazy. Assuming we do that, we try to avoid doing that at all costs. Anyways, on to the final round here. I'm gonna bang out my last set of 10 to 12. Last one. Woo. All right, guys, we're all done that one. Next exercise we're gonna be doing is a side lateral raise. So we can do a cable variation or a dumbbell variation. Last week we did a cable variation, so I'm gonna do a dumbbell variation today just to change things up. Maybe you guys don't have a cable machine handy when you're doing your workout. I just wanna show you that some other variables or variations, sorry, available to you. So we're gonna head over there and get started on those 3 sets, 10 to 12 reps. All right, guys, so we're on the side lateral raises here. One quick pointer before I start this is that at the bottom of the movement, if we're using dumbbells, we're gonna get really no pressure on the delts whatsoever. So I'm gonna do partial reps here, and I'm gonna cut out that last little bit just so I can keep constant tension on the muscle. All right, so 3 sets, 10 to 12 reps, 2 second negative, 1 second positive. Let's do it. I don't know if you saw that or not, but that dumbbell fell right towards my toe. I'm telling you, it's like a natural law of the universe or something. Getting back onto those partial reps. So massive difference in terms of the amount of burn that you're gonna get from these when you cut out that bottom part of the rep. I can still use a little tiny bit of body English here if I want to get it up, but I still wanna make sure I'm taking advantage of that negative. I've said it before in previous videos. I don't mind if you use a little bit of body English oomph to get the weight up. Don't do it just for numbers though. Make sure if you do it, you're gonna make the negative count, all right? Third and final round of this here, guys. Almost there, guys. We got one more superset left. One more superset. One more superset left. Got 2 exercises. We're gonna do a fly, and we're gonna combine that with a dumbbell press. All right, this time we're doing 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps, so don't forget to sneak in that extra set. I'm gonna clean this up, and then we'll get to it. All right, guys, last exercise combination here. We're gonna do a flat dumbbell fly. We're gonna combine that with a flat dumbbell press. Now, I'm kind of setting myself up here to do kind of almost a mechanical drop set of sorts. I'm gonna use the same weight for flies that I do for presses because flies are a little bit harder. I can go straight into the press without resting, and I can use the same amount of weight, hopefully, as long as I've dialed this in them just right. Remember, we got 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps. We got about 90-second rest in between sets. So make sure you push hard, get to the tail end of the workout. Oh, that's spicy. Sick pump from those guys. So a couple quick pro tips here just with these before we go into the next set. So when I'm doing flies, I'm trying to work the chest. I'm not trying to work the bicep. So what I mean by that is that you've probably noticed when I'm doing my flies, I let my elbow bend at the bottom and then I straighten it out at the top. So keep in mind that the pec is attached to the arm, right? So me going like this at the end of my rep range versus that isn't necessarily gonna change the amount of stretch on the pec. If I do this, the weight will feel heavier, yes, but I'm putting a ton of strain on that bicep tendon. I've seen people injure themselves like this. During the contraction, if I keep my elbows bent, I'm not really gonna get a full contraction because I'm not bringing that arm past my center line. So I wanna try to straighten the arms out here, bend them on the way down, okay? And then when I switch into presses, same kind of mode that we do for all the other presses, I wanna pull the shoulder blades down and back as I come down. As I drive the weight up and come forward, really flex through the chest muscles, squeeze those pecs nice and hard, get a good range of motion. All right, let's get on to the next round. crazy pumped from these bad boys. Love this superset. On the last round here, I'm gonna bang this out. All right, listen guys, that's the tail end of the workout that I have for you today. Now listen, I don't want you to forget your work capacity stuff, okay? 15 to 20 minutes work capacity conditioning. When you're doing upper body, battle ropes are great, loaded carries are great. Any type of upper body work that's gonna get your heart rate up and really make sure you burn the crap out of those muscles. Even a bike, if you have access to an assault bike, those things will kill the arms. Just make sure you get it in there. It's a critical component to this program because it's gonna help you to kind of maintain that leanness and that hardness while you're putting on strength and size. Now listen, if you like this workout, guys, please hit like and subscribe. Make sure you leave us a comment if you like it, if you didn't like it, if you have any questions. We always try to answer those as quickly as we can. Also remember, there's a PDF download in the description below. If this is the first one of these workouts you're seeing today, start back at week 1, day 1. This is an awesome program. You don't want to miss it. I think that's all I have to say. Until next time, stay strong.